Good morning, guys. It's your girl Jessica with Cooking with a Twist 99. Today we are making the yummy home fries that I promised you that I would show you guys how to do. So I'm going to bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to get a potato per person. So me and my husband, so there's only two. You're going to wash your potato. You're going to scrub the outside, get all the dirt off of these, and then pat them dry. And then you're going to want to cut these about 1/4 thickness. So they're going to be about that size, guys. Okay? And then if you have a Madeleine, that's even better because you will get perfect slices each time. But I don't have one, so I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday. This is such a yummy recipe, guys. I tried it out last weekend. It turned out amazing. I always discard the ends. I don't like the ends. That's just me. You can use them if you want to. We'll go on to our second potato. Again, we're going to go with the 1/4 thickness. You don't want them too thin because if they're too thin, they're going to break apart when you're cooking them in the pot. Usually the last one I have a hard time with. Let's see if we... Alright, I did it, guys. Now, if this happens to your potatoes and you get these dark spots, it's okay. The only thing you're going to do is that you're going to cut those off. Because they have like a bitter taste to them. If you keep the black part on, I have noticed it could be just me. These have them too. I'm going to cut that off. Alright, guys, so we have our potatoes ready to go into our pot. I got my boiling water going ahead of time, so I can go ahead and put these into our boiling water that I have going on over here onto the stove. So we're going to get those in. Very carefully, drop them in. These are going to go, excuse me, these are going to go boiling for about 7 minutes. You don't want to overcook these because if you ever cook them, they're going to be mush. They're still going to turn out okay on the griddle. But just make sure you keep on stirring them here and there for about 7 minutes. And then I will show you guys the next step. Alright, guys, so it's been about 7 minutes for me. So I'm going to test these out. Turn that down so you can hear me. Alright, so let's see. Yes, these are definitely done, guys. I'm going to show you. So that way you know. So you're going to put your fork in. If they go in like that, they're done. Mine could have probably went a minute or two less. They didn't get overdone, but they are very soft. So at your 5-minute mark, I would check them and make sure that they are done. Little tip there. Now we're going to drain them. And I'll be right back. I wanted to go ahead and start with our veggies. You're going to chop up 1 green pepper and 1 onion. Already washed the outside of my green pepper. And now we're going to take our onion. It really doesn't matter what type of onion that you use. You can use a Vidalia onion, a white onion, yellow onion. It all depends on your taste that you want. I'll take the peel off. Alright guys, next is the chopper. I got this from Walmart. It's a great time saver. It makes your veggies all the same size. It just makes cooking that much easier when everything is the exact same. So is what you're going to do. You're going to place your onion on, and then you're going to smack this down just like so. And it's also a great stress reliever for all the yucky stuff during the week, frustrations. All right, now we're going to move on to our green pepper. I'll cut the green pepper in half, then I cut it in the middle to make 4 sections. Don't need to smash the green pepper down that hard because a green pepper is very soft already. You don't want to go down too hard. You don't want to end up crushing it. All right, so that part is done. Give them a nice stir with your hands. It helps break up the onion pieces. Sometimes they get glued together, so taking your hands and working them out individually, the ones that you can see that are sticking. These did pretty good breaking up in the chopper, so I'm going to put that to the side, and then we're going to move to the next step. Give me just a second. Alright guys, next we are going to take our griddle. Grab mine. Plug this in. I'm working with a new setup today. Hopefully this is going to work better and you guys will be able to see more of me and cooking. So that's going to work. Let me move this out of my way. Alright, so first, so what you want to do is that you want to turn on your griddle to 400. You want to add some oil down. Just this nice straight line going across. And then you want to take your butter. Give me a second, I need to get my knife. We're going to take about 3 slices of butter. I'm going to add that down, and as it heats up and melts, you're going to start spreading the oil around with your oil. Get that nice and coated everywhere. You want to make sure all of your surface of your griddle has butter and oil. Keeps everything from sticking. I would love to get an outdoor griddle. Hopefully between now and October I can make that happen. So when it's nice and cool out, I can do a griddle season videos outside. That'll be something nice and different. So the butter's almost melted. We're going to go ahead and add our onions and peppers. Spread those around. Get those going. You're going to cook the onions and peppers just until they're sauteed up and nice and soft. This usually takes about 5 minutes total, and then we will remove them from the griddle, and then we'll move on to our next step for the potatoes. So these are almost done. I am using the Buttery Steakhouse Kinder's seasoning to season my onions and peppers and also my potatoes this morning. So we're going to put a little bit of that on. You want to coat everything that you're cooking with the exact same seasoning to have it go all the way through. Got a nice toss. Now we're going to transfer these off the griddle. You can put them right back into your chopper bin. That way you don't have to dirty up another dish. Little tip there. is done. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to take a paper towel. Remember, this is hot, so you're just going to come by, get any debris off. You don't want anything left behind that may burn when the potatoes go on. All right, next we're going to put down some more oil. You're going to turn this down to about 300. Put the oil on. Add some more butter. Oh, come on. My fingers are a little bit slippery this morning. Add some butter. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get the butter and the oil nicely combined all over your griddle. Use my spatula. We'll get all this stuff off. All right, now time to get our yummy potatoes on. Where did I put those? All right, guys. So these are going to go down. You want to make sure they do not overlap each other. Now if your potatoes got a little bit overdone in the pot, it's okay. That's not a big problem. Don't stress out about it. It's all going to get cooked anyway. So, all right, now these are going to go for 5 minutes on one side. Then once that's up, I'll come back and flip them over. To be flipped, so I am taking 2 forks and I am flipping each one over to get the other side going. Ooh, the colors are so pretty. Nice and brown. And if you have a potato that's not all the way brown, hey, it's fine. It's cooked already anyway. We're just getting them nice and golden color. It's okay. You can always mix it up at the end anyway because we're going to add cheese once these are done. Oh, these are so pretty. So after this, after I'm done flipping here, is what we're going to do, okay, is that we are going to add more butter. I know this sounds like a lot of butter, but it really isn't. We're only using just a little bit to get the other sides nice and brown. Doesn't take a lot. Move your potatoes out of the way and then move them back over. So that way they get covered in the butter and they get the nice and brown to it. This side's going to go for a couple of minutes and then I'll be right back and to show you the next step. Alright guys, so we are ready to add back the onions and peppers. We're going to add that down. Alright, move that over. Another fork. Spread that out. Get those cooked up a little bit because they're nice and hot. And now we're going to hit everything with the butter seasoning again. So that way your potatoes get them on the other side. Alright. Get that nice and going. And then guys, the next step is the cheese. Yum! So what you want to do is get them into their sections. I'm making 2, one for me, one for my hubby. I'm going to get them in a nice rectangle shape. So that way when it comes to time taking them off, I'm going to break my biggest potato in half. Because I had one potato that I cut a little bit too thick, and that's okay. And break them up and make them the way that you want. I'm breaking these up just a little bit, saying that I'm done. Next, you're going to crank up your griddle to 400. And now we're going to add the cheese. I'm doing one with Swiss cheese for my husband. And then I'm doing American cheese on the other one for me. You want these to melt on top before removing them. This part of it takes a little bit of time. If you have one of those griddle covers, you can use that to track in the heat and the moisture so it melts quicker. But the only thing you want to do is make sure you have a little space in between so that way the cheese melts a little bit quicker for you. If it's not melting like you want it to, just move them around just a little bit with your fork so that steam from the bottom comes up into the cheese. I'll wait for those to melt and then I will transfer them to plates. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. And I wanted to let you guys know I use two different types of spatulas. I use a medium size and I also use an outdoor grill size. You can tell the difference. One of them isn't as wide and as big as the other. This helps with like flipping and just getting everything nice and tossed. So if you don't have one, pick up one at Walmart. It'll be in the grilling section of Walmart. All right, these are ready to be transferred over. I'm going to turn off my heat so they don't cook anymore, and I'm going to unplug my griddle. Now I'm going to take these off in sections. First one goes there. Grab up the second section. Ooh, these smell delicious. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. Yum-y. Look at that, guys. I'm going to give these a taste while my other ones is still melting a little bit. That butter steak seasoning on these potatoes are out of this world. You guys got to try this recipe. Thank you for watching. I hope you give this one a try, and I'll catch you on the next one.